2014, Target had just suffered one of the largest data breaches in retail history, the catastrophic failure of its Canadian expansion, which cost $2 billion and ended with all 133 Canadian stores closing, and they were losing customers to both Amazon and Walmart simultaneously. Brian Cornell arrived with a mandate to fix everything at once. What he chose to focus on first is the operational lesson that operators need today. Hello, my name is Todd Hagopian, the original Stagnation Assassin, the author of The Unfair Advantage and The Stagnation Assassin on Amazon. But today, we are pulling the leadership file on Brian Cornell, CEO of Target Corporation, and specifically the operational sequencing and strategic decisions behind one of the retail's most significant turnarounds. This is not a tribute, this is a forensic audit. Let's see what he actually did here. The leadership stagnation score at Target in 2014 was 8 out of 10 on the corporate cancer scale. 4 simultaneous diseases: data security credibility destruction, international execution failure, identity drift between premium and mass market, and cheap, cheek, and e-commerce infrastructure significantly behind Walmart and Amazon. Any of these would require a turnaround. All 4 simultaneously required triage. So let's look at the forensic audit and see what Mr. Cornell got right. The triage sequencing. Cornell's first move was to exit Canada completely, decisively, and quickly. The Canadian operation was consuming capital and management attention at a rate that precluded any other strategic initiative from working. Cutting the hemorrhage before addressing the other wounds is the correct triage sequence. The 80-20 matrix applied to a portfolio. The Canadian operation was the vampire many, bleeding resources from the vital few. U.S. opportunities that existed. Kill it first. The store remodel program. Cornell invested billions in store remodels that fundamentally changed Target's format. Smaller, more navigable, and with elevated food and beverage and beauty and apparel sections. The remodels produce measurable same-store lifts in the 2 to 4% range, which in retail is exceptional for a capital investment program. So what did he do? Honest assessment of which formats were working, objective evaluation of remodel ROI, and transparent priority setting for capital deployment sequence. The owned brand explosion. Under Cornell, Target launched or relaunched over 30 owned brands that they owned. Good and Gather in food, All in Motion in activewear, Cat and Jack in kids clothing, Threshold in home. These private label brands produce dramatically higher returns than the branded equivalents while building customer loyalty that national brand competitors could not disrupt through promotional pricing. The owned brand architecture is Target's most durable competitive moat. The fulfillment innovation. Converting stores into fulfillment nodes for online orders was a structural insight that Amazon's warehouse model could not replicate. Target's 1,900 stores are closer to most American customers than any Amazon fulfillment center. So ship from store and same-day delivery economics are actually better for Target than they are for Amazon in the last mile. Cornell saw this before most analysts did. Let's look at the murder board, though. What did Cornell get wrong? Target's food and grocery strategy has remained the weakest element of its store format. Despite years of investment, Target grocery offering is insufficient for a full trip grocery shopping, which limits its ability to compete with Walmart and Kroger for the grocery mission that drives the weekly store visits and so many extra purchases. Without grocery frequency, Target depends on discretionary retail visits, which are more vulnerable to economic cyclicality. The stagnation verdict here, though, 4 kills out of 5. Brian Cornell executed one of the finest multi-crisis retail turnarounds in recent history, simultaneously resolving the Canada catastrophe, modernizing the store format, building a private label architecture that generates structural margin advantage, and repositioning Target's fulfillment as a competitive weapon against Amazon. The grocery gap, though, is real and it is unresolved. Study Cornell for the crisis triage sequencing and owned brand architecture. Then solve the grocery problem before the next recession forces the question. That's your forensic audit on Brian Cornell and Target. Remember to grab The Unfair Advantage and Stagnation Assassin at Amazon.com. I'm Todd Hagopian. When you're bleeding from 4 wounds simultaneously, the first question is which one kills you the fastest. Stop that one first, then handle the rest in order.